Welcome to another edition of our StaySmart newsletter and podcast, brought to you by Viciniti Corporate Housing, where we try to keep you updated on what we see happening in the industry. It's a little overcast today here in San Diego, but I'm in town for a midterm rental summit. So trying to keep ourselves, educated on our industry and adjacent industries. So the first article that we have today is about Central, announcing their new location in Houston. Central is a flexible living solution, aparthotel. So they announced their new location in Houston in the Museum District. And I think it's interesting to see, we've talked a lot about in this podcast about this segment, in particular aparthotels expanding, and Central just got some capital investment, and so this is them continue to grow. And I think it'll be interesting to see not only Central but other aparthotels grow over the next couple of years. And then the next article that we have, I actually had to take a double take because I saw this article from the New York Times. It was about hotel workers, housekeepers in New York City. And it says there's a new labor agreement that they signed with New York City hotel owners. It's an 8-year labor agreement. And towards the end of that labor agreement, there's going to be hotel housekeepers making over $100,000 a year. Like I said, I had to kind of double take that a little bit. That was a little bit surprising, but it's true. New York City, one of the highest cost of living cities in the U.S. And so good for them for able to negotiate this. They had threatened a strike, and I think hotel owners really wanted to avoid that with the World Cup coming and a lot of other activities coming this summer. So they came to this 8-year labor agreement. Like I said, good for the housekeepers. It's hard work, but it'll also be interesting to see. New York City already has the highest hotel rates in the U.S. I'm assuming that hotel owners are going to pass these costs on to consumers, and so we'll see rates of hotels in New York City continue to go up. So interesting to see there. And then our third article is very similar to the first article. It's an aparthotel. So Romy just announced their newest location in downtown Minneapolis. It's interesting because Romy actually was just acquired by Cozy Suites just 2 or 3 months ago. So again, kind of another operator in this space, flexible living solutions, aparthotel, whatever you want to call it, expanding. And so this is Romy going into Minneapolis, in downtown Minneapolis, which is a lot what we're seeing, kind of downtown locations, urban locations. So it'll be interesting to see if we continue to see this expansion in this segment, if they'll go outside of urban locations. And then finally, the article that I'll probably spend the most time talking about is Airbnb. They had just released kind of their summer release, their newest app update, kind of their biggest update in the last couple of years, and there's a lot there. In particular, kind of them expanding their presence, really wanting to go beyond home rentals and into a full service travel solution. Because they've already added hotels and they kind of expanded on that, but also airport transfers, luggage storage, grocery delivery, car rentals. They're really wanting to own that whole ecosystem. Really interesting. I think it'll be, and they've actually, added some additional social media functionality into the Airbnb portal. And so I think they're wanting to be a little bit more of a social media within that travel segment. A lot to take in. Obviously, there's a lot of AI in there too. So really interesting to see where Airbnb is going with this and trying to, I think they see, especially hotels, the number of listings of hotels going up drastically versus the growth rate of new listings of homes on Airbnb has really slowed. So I think this is also them looking at growth potential over the next couple of years, but also wanting to capture more of that business beyond homes. So a really interesting story there. It's an exciting time, I think, right now to be in this segment, whether it's short-term rental, midterm rental, corporate housing, business travel. I think it's an exciting time. I'm excited to be involved in it. But that's what I see transitioning this week. Take care, everyone.